These cookies are very crunchy, has a nutty flavor and super chocolatey. This recipe is definitely one you should try, so let's get right into the video. For our ingredients, we'll be using baking soda, corn flour, rolled oats, vanilla extract, 1 egg and 1 yolk. This is what I mean. You're going to use 1 whole egg and then you're just going to separate the whites from the yolk of your second egg and add in just the yolk. Chocolate chips or chocolate bar that has been chopped roughly. I like to mix milk chocolate and dark chocolate to balance the sweetness. We need brown sugar and white sugar. We need all-purpose flour and we need butter. The full list of the ingredients and their measurements will be in the description box. First, we are going to brown our butter. So you're going to place your butter in a pan, a saucepan or a pot, and then melt the butter gradually on low heat. Once the butter melts completely, then you can increase the heat a little to medium heat. What we are trying to do is to brown our butter. So basically, you're just going to keep on stirring so that your butter doesn't burn. I advise that you use really good quality butter. Here I'm just stirring to ensure that everything is melted. You would notice that at some point it will start to bubble. That is fine. Just keep on stirring till the butter turns brown, right? Till it becomes a bit darker. And once your butter is browned, you're going to set it aside to cool before proceeding to mix our cookie batter. So here my butter is browned. I'm going to take it off the heat and allow it to cool for some minutes before mixing. You do not want to use your hot butter. It would melt your sugar, and remember, we're using fresh egg. You don't want your eggs to cook. So into your mixing bowl, add in your brown and white sugar and then our cooled brown butter. This brown butter gives the cookie a very nutty flavor. It tastes like caramel. It just really elevates the chocolate chip cookie flavor. So once we are done with that, we are going to mix this together and then we are going to go in with our fresh eggs and our vanilla extract. Mix, 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 and then we are going to go in with our all-purpose flour. So we're going to sift our all-purpose flour. Always remember to sift your flour to remove any lumps or shafts that might be there due to production. And then you're actually supposed to sift in your baking soda and your corn flour together with this. I had forgotten. I started mixing. I had to go back in with my corn flour and baking soda. So you add everything and mix it in, and then you're going to add your rolled oats. At this point, you're adding in all your dry ingredients. So the last dry ingredient is your rolled oats. This is optional, but I like to add this for some extra texture in the cookie. I got tired of using the spatula to mix the dough, so I decided to use my hands, and I just kneaded everything together. And this is what your dough would look like. So now we are going to add in our chocolate chips or our roughly chopped chocolates. So I like to reduce or remain a little bit of the chocolates for garnishing when I want to bake, and the rest will just be fully incorporated into the cookie dough. So this is actually, you can make this as a drop cookie, or you can roll this out and cut it out into whatever shape you want. But for me, I decided to try a method that I like to call the sausage method. So I rolled out my cling film, that's my plastic wrap, and then I transferred my cookie dough onto my plastic wrap. And I'm trying to like form a log, kind of like a sausage type of log, and then I'm just going to roll it up to give it a nice sausage shape. This way I would be able to slice my cookies to get round shapes. And I was trying to do a crunchy cookie this time. I didn't want a soft cookie. That is why I didn't go with the drop method. So I decided to go with this method so that I can have a more slim and flat cookie to bake, so it can be crispy and crunchy. So here I'm just rolling up my dough with my plastic wrap, rolling it tightly so that everything is held together well. So both ends, you're basically just going to press and squeeze, like squeeze everything in from both ends to ensure that there are no gaps or cracks in between the dough. So you're just going to pull the ends like so and then twist and squeeze. Once that is done, I'm going to be refrigerating this for 1 hour, and then I would be slicing up my cookies. So now that it's out of the refrigerator after 1 hour, it's going to be solid. It's going to be firm to the touch and easier to handle. So at this point, unwrap your sausage, if you will, and then use your sharp knife. In this case, I used a butcher knife to cut through the cookies. So I first of all trimmed the edge so that I can get a very flat surface, and then you can just measure whatever thickness does it for you. Personally, I used 1/2 inch. I would have even gone thinner, to be honest, but I didn't have the patience for that, so I just went with 1/2 inch size. And then you're just going to cut through the entire log of cookie dough till you're done. If your cookie dough breaks as you're slicing through, don't worry, you can always press it back together. That's the thing about the dough. It's something that you can always press back together like I just did here. And so once you're done slicing through all your cookies, arrange your cookies on your parchment paper or your baking tray. And then here I garnished with my remaining milk chocolate. I had a little bit of chocolate, dark chocolate chips, and I used that as well to mix in with the milk chocolate bar that I had chopped roughly. Usually I would advise that you do this immediately when you bring out your cookies from the oven while it's sizzling hot. Then you can just arrange your chocolate chips so that the heat of the cookie makes the chocolate melt into it, right? But I advise you do that if you're making the cookies to consume them immediately. In this case, I was trying to make the cookies and then have them stored up in a jar for a long time, and so I decided to bake everything together so that it's dry and the chocolate is not all mushy and melted. We're going to bake our cookies for 20 minutes in our oven. Depending on how long you want your cookies to bake in the oven, you are to bake for at least 15 minutes till the sides of your cookie are golden brown. So if you want your cookies extra crispy, then you can let it bake for about 20 minutes in the oven. And here our cookies are ready, looking very delicious and crunchy and chocolatey. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share this video to your loved ones, leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.